This story I know you're going to enjoy, and particularly coming on the heels of that story from last week where the Tea Party, apparently a major Tea Party organization, had planned for a major Tea Party rally in Las Vegas last year. And they still owe over $540,000 some odd dollars to, I think it was the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas. They're refusing to pay the bill. You know, when you hold a conference, you reserve rooms. They had reserved it for July of 2010. No one showed up. They pushed it to October. Guess what?
Hey, what happened?
What happened is no one signed up for their conference, their convention. You know, there was no one at their rally in Washington yesterday, 20 people. Maybe the thing doesn't exist. But they certainly made it clear they don't like paying their bills. And that's what this whole debt ceiling hike is all about. And more evidence of that now. And this is sort of a twofer story. Freshman U.S. Representative Joe Walsh, you've seen him on, he's been going on cable TV quite a bit. He calls himself the spear, the tip of the spear of the no caucus in the Republican Party. I won't place $1 more of debt upon the backs of my kids and grandkids unless we structurally reform the way this town spends money. He said on a video he released to lecture President Obama, President Obama, quit lying. Have you no shame, sir? In 3 short years, you've bankrupted the country. Man, one can only imagine the intestinal fortitude, the raw moral righteousness of a man able to look into the video camera and say that. And meanwhile, as reported by the Chicago Sun-Times, Joe Walsh owes more than $100,000 in child support to his ex-wife and 3 children. This, according to documents his ex-wife filed in their divorce case in December. His lawyer, Polachek, disputes that he owes the child support that she's claiming and anywhere near that amount. In other words, yeah, he's been a deadbeat dad. We're haggling over how much we can settle for right now. Court documents examined this week by the Chicago Sun-Times during research for a profile on the increasingly visible congressman showed his financial issues also included a 9-year child support battle with his ex-wife. Before getting elected, he had told Laura Walsh, who apparently he divorced back in 2002, that because he was out of work or between jobs, he could not make the child support payments. All right, fair enough. There's a lot of people who are broke. So she was surprised to read in his congressional campaign disclosures that he was earning enough money to loan his campaign $35,000. Shall we play the audio from Congressman Walsh on CNN today explaining that he's just like every average guy? I'm like an average Joe. I'm an average Joe.
Congressman, you're actually saying then that you're experiencing these troubles? I mean, the fact that you can't pay child support?
Well, again, Kara, personal family issues that I'm going to fight. Again, I know that story just broke, and it's interesting that it just broke right now as I'm out there trying my best to fight this president and fight the Democrats and solve this debt crisis. But look, I'm the most openly vetted candidate in the world. I have had financial troubles, and I talked about them throughout the campaign. This is where real America is.
Wait a second. Is real America in a position to loan anybody $35,000? I mean, with all due respect, Matt, you could come to me and say, I need $15,000 tomorrow, they're going to chop my leg off. And I'd just be like, I can buy you a 2x4, but I don't got $15,000 to loan you. If there's anybody out there who can loan anybody $35,000, please email me at majorityreporters@gmail.com. We need to talk. So this guy has $35,000 to loan his campaign, but he doesn't have any money to give for child support? And apparently he's been able to pay himself back at least $14,000 for the loan he gave himself. Well, yeah, because now he's making $175,000 a year as a congressman. Walsh's attorney responded, admits that funds were loaned to his campaign, and admits that they were paid back. Now, Walsh lives with his new wife and new children in McHenry. Laura Walsh went to court repeatedly over the past 9 years to get him to pay up, sometimes even asking the court to garnish his wages, which they did at one point because he wouldn't pay his child support. She complained in a motion in 2004 that despite her ex-husband's claims of poverty, he took a vacation to Mexico with his girlfriend and another one to Italy. You know, my sister lives in Italy. We want to visit her. I don't have $35,000 to loan myself, and I don't have money to go visit her in Italy. If I got kids who need child support, guess what I'm going to do? I'm not going to take any international vacations. Laura Walsh sent an email to him. For almost 2.5 years now, I've been very patient about money you owe me for your share of the child's expenses because I thought you were not working. Even last summer, when I was out of work for a few months, I scraped by to pay for medical and education expenses on my own. Unbelievable. Here's the moral of the story, folks, if you don't get it. Tea partiers, they just don't want to pay their debts. That's what they mean when they talk about fiscal discipline. You have to be disciplined. Keep your eyes on the prize. Ignore the debts you owe. Ignore the bills you've incurred. And if you keep doing that for long enough, maybe they just go away.